Hello everyone and welcome back to the show. This is Ty the Note with the Maker, the Romantic Muchiga. Thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, sharing, and really making the shows move. Today, we are talking about something that every family dreams about, and that is generational wealth. And when you talk about generational wealth, how do you build a financial legacy that is going to last a lifetime? Today with me on the show, I have an awesome lady, a very, very great lady who does not live here. She works in Canada. She's a financial coach, and she's the author of this book, A Guide to Building Generational Wealth in East African Families. Now, she's going to be telling us what really inspired her to write this book, and she is going to be telling us how families can break the poverty cycle, because she came from a middle-class family. She told me she came from a middle-class family. Her parents, yes, owned wealth, but she did not benefit from it. She had to start from the ground. She had to start from ground zero. She had to start from the ground up to build her own financial legacy. She's wealthy. She works in Canada. She works for an oil and gas company. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me today is Miss Kakurah Ninsiima. Welcome to the show, Kakurah.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's very good.
Yes.
How is the oil and gas company in Canada?
Well, I prefer not to talk about.
Oh, you prefer not to talk about it?
Yeah.
Interesting. So, how is your work? How is
our work is good. Yeah, I talk about my own stuff, so I don't talk about.
Oh yes, it is work.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
A Guide to Building Generational Wealth.
Yes.
What inspired you to write this book?
What inspired me to write book through experiences. So from Uganda to Canada, I faced so many experiences like not to know how to interpret financial contracts.
Yeah.
Like if I sign a mortgage or reading a credit card, I don't read the final print. So it ended up costing me a lot. And then I used to get laid off all the time. So
wow. Why were you always laid off all the time from work?
I have no idea, but it's just circumstances. So I would lose jobs. And
here in Uganda?
No, I have never worked in Uganda.
Oh, so you grew up in Canada?
Yes. No, grew up I went when I was 18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so those are the things that I won't be able to have emergency funds, and then I lose a job, and then it comes after 6 months. So yeah, so those are the things that led me write my financial literacy, so that nobody else can go through that, so that people learn to interpret contract. If you sign a mortgage, if you have to pay faster, then you're defaulted, because the banks want to make money. So if you pay faster, then they won't make money. So those are the things that I needed to learn. Or if I use a credit card and max it out, I'll be charged. If I cash out a credit card, there's also a charge. So those are the small things like that made me learn how to interpret financial contract. And then I started teaching myself about investing in ETF, in stocks, in crypto, so that I can have a fund that sustains me. And then growing up, like you have said, I grew up from a middle class, and by the time I grew up, I didn't benefit from that, but my siblings did. So those are the things that I didn't want my children to face, the same things that I am facing, so the children of my children can know that you need to know financial literacy. You talk about it at home. You learn it, because we don't learn it in school. So we talk about it at home, so that by the time you grow up, you know how to save, how to budget. Those are things that made me write my book.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So how would you define generational wealth in the Ugandan context?
In a Ghana context, that's a great question. So in a Ghana context, is like generational wealth. You build strategies, financial strategies, so you can sustain that wealth that your children of our children can benefit. Mostly is through, you can build real estate. You can have funds. You can have I'm not sure about how the insurance here works, whole life insurance. But if you have insurance, then you can have a compounding interest, and then it will benefit the whole family. So that's the way I think I would like the Ugandan context to look like. But the thing is that in Uganda, we have so many families you have to support. If you're one person who came out of the family, you have to support your family. But then instead of handing them cash, you teach them how to use that cash. You teach them to fish so they can feed themselves. Instead of saying, oh, I give you cash to go and buy food, I'll give you cash. So teach them to build wealth, teach them entrepreneurship, so that they create their own wealth. And that's how I would want the Ugandan wealth to be. So
are you trying to mean that, because it's what we call black tax, eh? Black tax is when you have to help your relative. So are you trying to tell the viewers out there that if a relative comes for help, they want school fees, they want money to buy something, you should teach them how to make the money, not give them the money, not to help them?
I think yes, because like if you give me money for buying food tomorrow, I'm coming back. But if you give me money to go and make and reproduce it, create something out of it, then I'll sustain myself. Then I won't be a burden to you. So that's how I want. So you be selfish. I think we should be selfish to build our own legacy before we help others.
Yes. Why should we be selfish? I mean, a person has come, they want school fees, and they believe that Kakurah is a person who really can help me with school fees for my child. So are you trying to mean that when a person comes today for school fees, you give them, tomorrow they'll still come back?
Of course, they'll still come back because you haven't helped them. You have just give them transferable earnings. You haven't taught them how to use that money so that they can sustain themselves. So in my book, I use mostly examples in Africa. Like in my first chapter, I was talking about Amina, who never read about any financial planning, but she started a business by the skills she had, skills of cooking. She bought a pot, she went to the market, she bought tomatoes and started cooking. She started cooking mandazi. So the neighbors would smell the mandazi aroma and they'll come and ask, what's going on? She started serving breakfast to the people, to the neighbors. And the neighbors of the neighbors told their other neighbors. Then the church group started asking her to do church events. Then school started. Then she built her business, and at the end she started hiring 3 people in her community. So that's how you teach someone to build their wealth. And it's not, I didn't use as a food as an example, but you can start by other things like real estate if you have money. And to me, it's like you don't have to have a lot of money to begin a business. You can start small. And that's what I teach, that's what I wrote in my book. It's a step by step to build a wealth. So you start small and then you build that wealth. So if you think of it, I have to have huge sums of money to start, you'll never start. So you start now with what you have. And the skill you have, we all have skills. You can teach English. You can do the things that you know you can, and you build from that. So that's how I think teaching people how to do things for themselves will help us build Africa as Africans, and then build a movement so that we get out of that poverty, so we build our wealthy and legacy for our children.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So many people associate wealth with income, money. What is the difference between being wealthy and being rich?
Being wealthy is building strategies, financial strategies. Being rich is just you get huge sums of money, and mostly you don't know how you get huge sums of money, but you don't know how to budget it and control it, and goes and disappears. But wealth is a step by step. It continues. It's a step by budgeting, it's a step by saving, you keep on building on it. It's for generations to come. So by being rich is like one day you have a deal, you give huge sums of money and you're rich. So, but you're not wealthy because you don't have strategies to sustain that.
That richness.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting. And how important is financial literacy in the journey towards generational wealth?
It's very important because the moment you start that communication from when you're young, with your children, with your family, so by telling them how to save, how to budget, and even teaching them the businesses you're working on. So that is financial literacy. So it's very important so that they learn. They say by the time they get money, they are not excited to go and spend it. They plan it, they invest it, and that's what I was saying, like delayed gratification.
Yeah.
So they don't go there because like most kids or families who have grown up in poor, shouldn't say poor, but like
not so rich.
Yes, because like when they get money, they get excited. Then they start spending. Oh, I saw something on Amazon. Or I saw something in a store cheap. You go and spend it, but you don't need it. So those are the things. But when you learn that you really need this, okay, what's the so, and then you create a budget on where your money should go. Then you will know it. You won't just go and spend money just anyhow. So that's the financial literacy that everybody knows. Everybody should learn. Yeah.
So in your book, you talk about mindset shift needed to build generational wealth. What are some of the common mental barriers people have about money?
Common mental barriers people have
about money, yeah.
Mostly the common barriers people have money is like they earn it, but they don't know how to keep it.
They earn it, but they do not know how to keep it.
Yes. And that comes in as budgeting, because when you earn 100,000, but you have to pay tuition, you have to pay rent, you have to buy food, so if you don't budget it, then you don't know, because like you should always pay yourself first before you do other things. Then that is the saving. So you save it.
Or you need to first save. When you get any money, first get your savings.
First pay yourself first.
Pay yourself, that is saving?
Yes, that's saving. So you save. It does not mean you have to save a whole lot, because it's according to how much you earn. And my book is not targeted to the people who don't have, who cannot sustain their needs. These people in middle class who have extra income that they can be able to save, but they don't know how to save the money. So yes, so those are the ones that I target mostly. Yeah.
Now let's bring it back to the family setting. How can parents start teaching their children about money and wealth at a very early age? Because we've seen, I know families here who incorporate their children into their businesses when they are still young, and they tell them that, hey, when you grow up, you're going to take over this. So that's the few. So how can most parents?
I think it should be, yeah. I think it should be encouraged from young, and that's why I'm bringing this as a conversation, so that we start from now. It's like everybody is asking, why are you doing it now? It's like, there is no now or yesterday or tomorrow or the other day. Let's start now. That's why I brought this book, so we can start this conversation of communicating our values, our mission statement, so that we know from young age, like what are our goals, what do we need to do, what are we saving for. Which goal? Are we saving for tuition? Are we saving for buying more real estate? So if we start now by talking to children about money, it will be more important to them by the time they grow up. So that when now we're growing up, I think most of us, none of our parents talked about finances. I was talking to Chibuka. He said when your grandparents are going to give you money, they just cover it and put it in your pocket, and they're not explaining where are you going to use it for, whether it's a gift. So it's those are the conversation we didn't have when we were growing up. But if we start it now, like if you're 2-year-old, you start telling them about money, not 2 years too young, but like if it's like 5, 9, 6, those are the ones that maybe understand. If they do a chore, then you pay them a fee, but you direct them on not direct them, but you guide them on something they can do for that money. Let's go, you go to the grocery store. Most of the kids, when you go them, we go with them to the grocery store. They want to pick everything, but they don't know how much you have in your pocket. But if you give them the $5, what you're going to pick is what is you're going to pay. So they know then that like, oh, it's expensive. So they learn even the prices when they go to the grocery store. So those are the communication, those are the conversations we need to start earlier with our families and our children.
All right.
Yeah.
So for you who has really built some generational wealth, and you are financial literacy coach, what are some of the practical steps families can take today to building generational wealth? Even with a modest income, let's say a person has like a really small income, what are some of those steps we need to follow, families need to follow to start building generational wealth?
I'm not a coach.
Oh, you're not a coach. Okay. It's just through experiences.
Yes, yeah. I'm not a coach. So, but why I did financial literacy is just I'm an advocate for it. I'm not a coach. Okay. I'm not trained to do coach. If I say I'm trained, they will charge me.
Oh, they will charge you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. According to your own experience, and with whatever you've gone through, what are some of those practical steps families need to follow to start building generational wealth?
Yeah, families, not all families. I'm talking about those who have an extra. Like if let's say you've paid your rent, you've bought your food, you've paid for tuition, that there's some money that is left, little money. So you start saving. There is nobody who has ever built wealth without saving. Nobody who has ever built wealth without budgeting.
So number one is budgeting or saving?
You do budget and then you save.
You save,
And then you keep on saving.
So to the viewers out there, I think you're listening to the practical steps. Number one, you get the money, you budget for it.
You budget for it.
Then you first take off the savings.
Yes. And then you pay the rest. That you pay tuition.
You pay bills.
Bills. You cover for the bills. Yeah. So and then it is, and then you start. After that, you start. If you have that saving, you start investing it in compounding, something that will be compounding for you. Let's say mutual funds, TCs, ETFs.
Mutual funds are unit trusts.
Yeah, unit trust. Yeah, TC, exchange traded funds, stocks. We have stocks here. So those are the things that can keep compounding. And then you generate whatever you get. By the time you put that little money, you will say, hey, I put money in January. By December, you have like 10 million. You would wonder where that money come from. But if you didn't put it in, you don't know where it's coming. Money comes in, money goes, money comes. You don't know where your money is. You have to direct your money where it's supposed to be. So that's why it's a budget, save, invest.
Interesting. Budget. First of all, you get the money, you budget for it.
Yeah.
You know that now I'm going to pay rent.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay tuition. I'm going to pay this. Then you save.
Yes.
Then you get the rest and use it for all the other things.
Yeah.
Then after saving,
that's how it keeps on generating.
Oh, it keeps on generating.
Yeah, you can buy real estate. You can buy things that your goals,
So what about these people who say that, man, I need to make myself happy, go out? Because I mean, people in Uganda, you've heard of the word kusimbula. Tulino kusimbula. You understand? And it's like every weekend people are spending millions and millions in bars. So should a person also budget for entertainment, or you believe that if a person wants to build generational wealth, they need to first kill away entertainment or traveling or making themselves happy?
That's a very good question. Yes, but not everything you budget for it. Even buying clothes, you budget for it. Going out, you budget. You can't say I won't do certain things, but you cannot do it every week.
Every time,
Yeah.
yes. You do it
So,
once in a while.
Once in a while. And then when you start seeing how much the thing with budgeting, when you start seeing how much you've spent this month, and then when next month you say, no, let me reduce how much I spent, and then you say, then they will show you that, oh my God, I've been spending so much money on things that are not necessary. So that's the thing, that you don't have to stop doing whatever you want, but you can budget for it.
Yeah.
Instead of putting 1 million, let's say, instead of buying a bottle of Hennessy, yesterday I said something.
A bottle?
Yeah, a Hennessy.
Hennessy.
So you can, yeah, Azul. So you can buy a tot.
A tot?
Yeah.
When you know tots are killing people. Tots. Okay, you can say you can just buy like a small bottle.
A small bottle. Yeah. So it's very small. Instead of having drinking 10 bottles of beer, have 2. But have 2 for this weekend. Don't go all the way and spend. So, but then you reduce on your expenditure.
Yeah.
And then you will see that. And then the next thing to save is setting goals. If you don't have goals, then you don't have the use for your money, because you know, all your goals are not. If you set goals at the end of the year and you keep on looking at them, but you see by May nothing has been achieved, then you have to go back and reflect on that and say, I haven't achieved anything, and then you realign your mind on things that needs to be done.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's talk about investment. What are the most or the best ways one can invest? Is it in businesses or in unit trusts and all those other cash investments, like in banks, unit trusts, bonds, bills?
I think that depends on a personal goal. So if you have, I'm not a certified investment advisor, but personally, I would invest in something that you do your research and see, this is something that's going to make me money. So I cannot say, my book is not about lecturing people. It's about tools that can lead you to certain things, tools that can lead you to the goals. So if you write, each and every book, each and every chapter has questions you answer. So if you questions about the goals, you have set your goals, and then you go back and see, these are the goals, and then you research on the businesses that you want to do, businesses within your means, businesses within your cash limit. So those are the ones, the ones you can do. I can't say mutual funds, depends on your risk tolerance. So I can't say this will work for you, and what works for me cannot work for you. What works for me cannot work for Samantha. So those are the things that you have to look to write down, talk to your financial advisors if you have. And also, as we're writing, we have a follow-up. After you buy a book, we have a follow-up where we can make sure that what we wrote in the book and what you put down as the goals, we hope you execute those goals.
Wow.
So we follow through with that. So that is on a personal basis. On your risk tolerance is one, and what you can do, because I am a high risk person.
High risk?
Yeah.
What kind of high risk?
Really high risk. I can invest in a stock that will go down today and go up today. And most people cannot handle volatility. So yeah, I can, because I keep watching, and I've learned how to look at how the stocks are going down and up. So, but if I talk to my nieces, maybe some of them might not be able. If I talk to you, you might not be able to handle that. You say, oh my God, my money is going. My money. So yes, it's a personal choice on what you can invest in. But there are so many vehicles that you can invest in, mutual funds, TCs, ETFs, and all that. Most of them, you can accumulate money faster. Real estate is one of the big ones as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about here in Africa, when someone gets money, let's say someone has gotten like 100 million or 150 million, a youth, the first thing they'll think about is buying land and building. So you, who has written a book on building generational wealth, what do you think a person should do? Should one first build their house to live in and know that, okay, now my accommodation is settled, however much I get broke, I'll still have a place to call home? Or you'd rather they invest that money in a business to generate them more income? But remember that in a business, there's always a risk.
Yes.
There's a risk of you losing your money.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But you're not going to lose your money when you build a house. Okay, yes, you have invested in sleep, you have invested in luxury, you understand? But at the end of the day, this is your property. What would you advise someone to do?
Like I said, I don't advise.
Okay, what do you think? What do you think one should do?
Yeah, so in my, like, if I had 100 million, so I would look at something that can generate me more money. Not put all 100. You can't put all things in one basket. Not 100. I'll get like 50% or 50%. Invest in something that will accumulate me money, create profit, more money, so that I am stable. I can be able to sustain even the house you build. You have to pay electricity. You have to put in water. You have, so that you have to eat. Yeah, right. So if I put all $100 million in building a house, I don't think it's a good decision to make. But if I take 50% of that, invest in something that will keep on generating me money. Doesn't matter how much. It can generate you to 20,000 a day. That's better than not having anything. So it's like not investing is as bad as investing. So it's a risk that you take, but you know that you learn from it. Any risk you take is a learning goal. Yeah. It's a learning curve. So you learn from it, and then you can create that you can generate that income. It will help you sustain the house. Then maybe after that, I've generated that income and profit, I'll be able to start building a house. That's how I would do.
So it's from the profits that you build a house?
Yes.
What if you build a business and boom, all your money goes and the business dies and you've gotten nothing?
But I didn't put everything in my business.
Also, you're not supposed to put everything.
No, you don't put everything in your business. I can put, like, I can have 50% in the one business and another one in a different business. So not all of them will be boom in one day. So one can be boom and another one will prosper. Okay,
so how can couples align financially to ensure the legacy continues?
Communication. Because I think most, my book is about African. Most African couples don't talk about finances. They say, my money is my money, your money is your money. But if we combine that money together, then we can build our, we can meet our goals. We can build that legacy we are talking about. So it's about combining that effort. So couples should combine the effort. Couples should know what I'm making and what you're making, and then we sit in a year and talk about the goals that we need to talk about. We have to have like an income statement. We have a balance sheet. So even if you don't have the combined account, but at least you should know how much I'm making and how much I'm contributing towards certain things. So that is very important for you to build wealth.
What are some of the mistakes families make to destroy wealth over time?
I think still is communication.
Poor communication.
Pure communication. Yeah, because like most people don't want to talk about money. They don't want to tell their wives or husbands how much they make. So that is something that will break everybody's finances.
What else apart from poor communication?
No.
So you mean it's only poor communication that leads to
I think it's all
destruction of...
Yeah, it's poor communication, because like poor communication and having the knowledge. Yeah, that would be the only thing that I can think of.
All right, so investing and practical strategy, where should one start? Should they start with saving, investing, or clearing debt? If a person has debt, now they've gotten money, should they first invest, should they first save, or should they first clear their debt?
Okay, so that also comes back to budgeting. So you still have to invest even if you have a debt, and you still have to pay your debt.
Yeah.
So once you have you have whatever funds you have, you put some in investment and some towards paying your debt. So then you manage both of them, but you cannot just pay your debt and then don't save. You need to have that saving as well. Even those who have debt should still save.
So you should first save?
No, you save and then you pay the debt. You divide your money into savings and paying a debt. You can pay minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think most places you pay a minimum. And then you have some money to save as well.
All right. And would like to know, how can someone build wealth without falling into these get-rich-quick schemes? Because now, a lot of youth, a lot of people want to get into these get-rich-quick schemes. People want to get rich very quickly. How does one build wealth without getting into such get-rich-quick schemes?
Wealth cannot be built by get rich.
Quick.
No, you can't.
You take time to build wealth.
You take time to build wealth. It says, it's by savings, little by little. That's when you build wealth. But you cannot say, oh, I have to get rich. Nobody gets rich fast. I don't think it's feasible to just when you say get rich fast, that means you get that money and it goes, because you've got it so fast, you didn't plan for it, it just disappears, because I don't think you're budgeting it for it as well. So I think nobody builds wealthy, a legacy and generation wealth by get rich fast. So
how can someone build that wealth without falling into those get rich quick schemes?
It's like you just change your mindset. Mindset is like wealth does not come easy. So wealth comes by strategies, building that strategy, and that's when you build legacy. But if you say, oh, I need to get rich this today and tomorrow.
Because people are always bagging deals here.
Yeah, but you get a deal, but you cannot sustain that money. Nobody can sustain it. So you don't have a strategy as well to keep it. It will come and go. Yeah.
What's your advice for young professionals who feel like the economy is stacked against them? Because a lot of young professionals are saying, economy is bad. What's your advice for them? Because now people are fearing to start businesses currently because of the economy we have. Taxes are high. People are importing goods. The taxes are really so high. So if one has a 9-to-5 job, they're like, let me first hold on to my 9-to-5 job. And we see when the economy will stable and we'll see how to start a business. And here we are going for elections. The economy is really doing bad. Taxes are really so high. So what advice would you give to such young people?
There is no country in this world that a government creates jobs. Jobs are created by SMEs, small businesses, all over the world. So if you say, I'm waiting for economy to get better, but you need to start a business, have you identified a problem? That's the business. And if you identify a problem, you're solving it. So in this economy, when you say the economy is bad, what are the pain points in that economy that you can solve? Because this is the right time to do that. If the economy is bad, then there has to be a pain point that you can solve, and that's your business. To start a business is solving a pain.
Yeah, starting a business and solve. Yes, you've started a business, you've solved the pain.
Yeah.
But now, the knowledge yes, you might have the knowledge to run the business, but they will tell you business is not moving. A lot of young business people are crying right now currently. They're saying, man, business is not moving. Recently, I was talking to a friend who was telling me that she had to cry the previous day because she felt her business was going down. Customers are not there.
Yeah. So that means the business she started is not solving any problem. So she has to go back to the drawing table and strategize. Talk about maybe people who can help her, mentors. You need to talk about mentors, and so that they can help her strategize on her business, and then maybe divert it to pivot it to something else. So don't stick to one thing that will lead you down the drain. Just strategize. People need to be start being creative about things. If you say this is not working out, don't get stuck into it. Strategize and build something else. Or then when you see that that business is coming back, maybe when the payment you're solving now is coming back, you can go back. But you have to strategize, move from whatever you're doing to something else. You can't get stuck into one.
All right.
Yeah.
You can't get stuck into one. What if one is in a business they really know and understand? Because currently a lot of people are crying. What should one do for their business to move? You understand? You get in this tight economy.
Well, that's very hard. Yeah. So, but I think to me is that you have to strategize. You have to look at other strategies to make money.
Yeah.
Other than what you're doing. Yeah, you can't get stuck into one. Yeah.
What unique financial challenges do people in Uganda or Africa face when it comes to generational wealth?
Building capital. Yes. Most people in Uganda have that initial capital to start business. But in my book, I was referring more into community contributions.
Yeah.
The Susus, the SACCOs, the Stockville, village loans. You can start with that one so that you have the capital that does not have high interest. So you start your own business. So, but most of them, the challenge is to have that money and start businesses. But still, my book is not for someone who won't be able to pay their money back. It's someone who has an extra income, middle class, who can be able to pay back that loan. Yeah.
Interesting. And what's the key takeaway you want readers to walk away with when they're reading your book?
Okay.
Or after reading your book?
The key takeaway from reading my book is I talk about how building generation is with strategies. Strategies, tools that can lead you to sustain that wealth. Tools like trust, starting a trust, life insurance. So those are the things that having a family gathering, you talk about the values they have. You have a mission statement for the family so that you can build the wealthy that will sustain from generation to generation. So mostly I'm talking about how the takeaway is like how you can get money from the communities and then start your businesses, and then you'll be able to hire other people that don't have the jobs.
All right. So what do you think are the foundations of wealth transfer?
Foundations of wealth transfer, Like in what way?
Someone has built their wealth, and let me give examples of families, institutions. So do you think families are a foundation of wealth transfer? Let's say one wants to transfer to wealth to their loved ones or to anyone else. Do you think a family is one of the ways you can transfer wealth, or it's an institution?
No, I think my book is mostly about families. So most Africans, when you talk about wills, because I was mostly interested in having a trust, so that if I leave my wealth, these kids won't be able to sell it. Because most kids, when you leave the wealth, they start dividing it because you didn't have that trust. So it keeps on, the trust will, my real estate will go into a trust, my ETFs will go into a trust, and everybody benefits. And it's irrevocable, so nobody can say, oh, and I need to sell it. So it keeps on. If you want to make yours, you can go and buy your property and sell it. But my property that I left, or my generational wealth that I left, it will stay in the family forever. It will help my children of my children, and my then grandkids and other kids. So that's how we transfer wealth, but not like I'll leave one, I'll get a will and then transfer it to my son. But everybody, I want to have the strategy, the tools I wrote in my book is that the whole family needs to benefit, including the community.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And do you think one can build wealth individually, or they have to like save with circles or groups?
I think some people can start individually. We're building wealth, but those who cannot have the starting capital can start. We Africans, we are very fortunate. We have a community that we can work with. So, where people say I can start wealthy alone is through a capitalism. I don't think that is the kind of life that we have in Africa. We have the community to help us build that wealth. But yes, if you have money, you can start your wealth. You can start building your wealth alone. But my book is more into building that wealth that will help the whole generation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Wow, it's been quite a beautiful conversation.
Yeah.
So where can one get your book?
So right now my book is on Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah.
And what about bookstores in Uganda?
I haven't got a bookstore in Uganda yet. Yes.
No, okay, like let me say like physically, if one wants to buy it physically here in Uganda, is there like a number they can call?
Oh, there's a number they can call. It's at Prowaxing Spa in Ntinda.
Prowaxing Spa in Ntinda. You can read the number.
Yeah.
Then my editor will.
Okay.
Yeah, you can read the number. Then someone will people will call and they get to get the book. So, to the viewers out there, this is a nice book, A Guide to Building Generational Wealth. So, the number?
077 0331 974.
077
0331 974.
So, you call the number and order yourself this book. It's a book that is going to help you. It's going to guide you on how you can build generational wealth. So thank you so much, Ms. Kakurah, for coming through to share with us.
Yeah.
And to the viewers out there, these are the conversations we love. This is a family show. I hope someone has picked something on how you can build a financial legacy, on how you can build generational wealth for yourself and for your family. Well, it's been good. It's been really nice hosting her. Till next time, keep liking, subscribing, sharing. This is Tie the Note. My name is Emeka the Romantic Muchiga. God bless you and have a nice time.